Hello, fabulous superstar Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is this a very special time. It is going to be the 10th of the month that we will have this month's new moon, and it takes place in fellow water sign Pisces. Now, this part of the sky has to do with understanding your place in the world. It is the long distance travel, immigration, citizenship. Higher learning is covered here, along with the personal philosophies and spiritual beliefs that help you to make sense of the world, that guide your life. My friend Andy of Wise Ass Astrology likes to call this part of the sky meeting the galaxy. And so it really is coming out of your more immediate environment and instead going out into the world and the larger universe as well. It is here that this new moon is a fortunate one. It is speaking in harmony with Uranus. I love this energy because it is energy of surprise, of delight, of change happening very quickly. It's a new moon, so it's about the new opportunities and the new possibilities coming in. What we also have is this new moon close in the sky to Neptune. And that brings with it a sense of magic and belief and faith. It amps up our sense of awareness around where there might be a higher wisdom playing out. We're able to recognize the wisdom playing out that much more. And so with the new moon here, it can bring new opportunities, whether it is to travel. And if you do manage to do some traveling now, it can feel almost like a pilgrimage or a sacred journey that ends up changing you in ways that surprise you and motivate you. If it is that you're involved in a matter having to do with immigration, citizenship, a legal matter, or maybe involved in an institute of higher learning, there can be good news on that front as well. The kind that feels like it allows you to begin again, the kind that feels like it's a miracle. Now, of course, if it's you who's undertaking matters having to do with these particular areas, it can feel like things fall into place very quickly now. Where I would just advise you to be a little bit careful is if you're consulting with someone like a professor or like a lawyer, for example, or a mentor, it's almost like either you're hearing what you want or you're getting carried away on a fantasy without necessarily seeing things very clearly in a more balanced way that might be needed if you are thinking of actually initiating within these particular areas here. But for all that, if you're bringing resolution, that can feel like it comes quickly. If it is instead that you're being open to possibility, you're being open to what you might learn about yourself, about the world, well, that really is where this energy operates at its very best, taking you to new experiences that surprise you and end up being deeply mystical and deeply meaningful to you as well. Navigating forward, the 25th is when we will have not just a full moon, but this is what I like to call a jacked up full moon. And what I mean by that is it's a lunar eclipse. It is a powerful sense of closures that can happen now. And in the case of this eclipse, it is very fortunate closures that help you to feel a deep sense of transformation. And this is powerful energy, I will say. Once we have the eclipse, it's going to open up a window of time that we call eclipse season. That'll take us into next month as well, where we're going to have another eclipse, and I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. But for now, know that that period between eclipses is when the ancients believed that the veils between the worlds were especially thin. And it's that much easier to recognize spiritual lessons playing out in your life. Now, I happen to think that our emotional lessons point the way to our spiritual lessons, but really all of life can. But wherever it is we're having a strong feeling, that is an indication that, oh, there's something here for us to learn, some way in which we are to grow, some way in which we are meant to move towards greater love and greater wisdom. Now, this is a very fortunate lunar eclipse, and it's happening at the foundation of your chart. Some of the best changes now that come about will take you by surprise. That's the nature of an eclipse, but it's very much a power move we're looking at here. The foundation of your chart has to do with your past. That's why I said that it might connect to your past, but it's also your living situation. It's your family of origin, your parents in particular. And so this can be the opportunity to buy or sell or move or have a new roommate that comes about. But more importantly, it's about the good fortune of letting a place go that I think is going to matter more here, because it is a lunar eclipse after all. But lunar eclipses can also bring with them fulfillment. It comes about very quickly, but again, it's a power move here. So if you are selling, it looks like you feel very fortunate and you feel like you made gains financially speaking. If it is that you're buying, you may feel like you really were able to get a great deal, the kind that you wanted. If it is that you are thinking about or wanting to go home, now whatever home is for you, your answers are going to be uniquely your own. Of course, it might be visiting your family, it might be going to your hometown, it might be going to a country that you identify as where you're from. Those journeys and those spaces can be very powerful now. There's a sense of things changing in a way that feels very affirming. This energy of transformation could have you seeing your past so differently that it changes your circumstances and it changes your understanding of who you are going forward from here. A chance to reconcile with your past, a chance to heal your roots, to connect with your ancestors. I mean, that's the power of this eclipse that is available to you at this time. And so, understanding what it is to be at home, and that includes within your own body, within your own skin, and making peace with that allows you to then take that feeling of home anywhere you go and in any situation you find yourself in. It is a profound inner security. And if there's any healing that needs to occur to align you with it, well, that opportunity just might find you now in a way that feels very fated, very happenstance, because that's often how eclipses are experienced. Now, where it comes to matters of love, I see a couple of layers of what's playing out here. On the 11th of the month, Venus is going to change signs, moving into that philosophical, optimistic part of the sky that we have the new moon in right around that time as well. And during the course of this journey of Venus here, Venus is going to make several key alignments that are going to be important in helping you to understand what you believe about love philosophically and how the world is responding to that. And I think you're going to have some real moments of insight. The last 10 days of the month in particular are very powerful. We're going to have Venus meeting Saturn. And then in the last week of the month is going to connect in harmony with Jupiter and also with Uranus in the days that surround the eclipse. And so I can't help but think that eclipse is going to end up being really important for you in the context of love, when it comes to reconciling your past in love and where it's brought you to today, what you've come to believe about love based on your past, but also where is it that you want to go from here? That pathway could open up for you. For those of you open to meeting someone new, given Venus's position, it is about the international love that might call you now. But I actually think it's a lot more about making peace with the past and being willing to see the past more philosophically, even the stuff that was hard. It might be a chance to even just communicate or connect so that you put the past behind you for good. That's the sense of finality that I feel is likely with Venus meeting Saturn. But for all that, that eclipse really is about helping you to see where you've been, what you've done, and how that contributes to where you are today. When you see it differently, it changes your approach to the present, the new people you might meet now, as part of helping you to move towards greater love than you've known before. For those of you just starting to date someone, I see it working out a couple of different ways. Of course, there's that philosophical energy, the adventurous energy as well of where Venus moves into this month. And so it could be that there's this sense of optimism and possibility and a lot of joy that's being cultivated. I think you'll enjoy that. But for all that, we get that eclipse and things could change very quickly. either it's realizing how you are playing a past pattern. That could be part of the energy now. It could be some understanding of this person's past that changes the way you view them. But I would not be surprised if there were certain Cancerians, and you just want to be a little careful with this. Wouldn't be surprised if you like shacked up with this person in some way. Now, I'm not saying it's going to last forever and ever. It might. I mean, Pluto is quite the consequential energy. But I feel like this is about being alone with this person, feeling more and more comfortable with this person, and feeling changed as a result of that connection. Now, if it is that this is not someone to navigate forward with, this might not happen. It might not be the shacking up energy here. Instead, what it might be is reconnecting with someone from the past. And that ends up being the journey that you need to go on. Again, I'm not saying either of these scenarios means forever and ever, but I do think that how they change you can have a powerful effect on your understanding of yourself and what love is to you going forward from here. And for those of you in an established bond, well, if you live with this person or want to live with this person, that eclipse becomes incredibly important because there can be changes to your living situation. And as I just said, shacking up, if you're not already, can happen. Buying, selling, or moving somewhere together can happen at this time as well. Outside of that, though, given where Venus is going, this is an energy of adventure, an energy of openness, an energy of possibility, and that can be very exciting for you. So stay open to the possibilities here. If it is that you have felt for a while that maybe you're not in the right relationship for you, this is where you get to the root of what's really going on, why you feel the way you do. And in a very few situations, you might find yourself making arrangements to actually be somewhere else, to go somewhere else, to live somewhere else, as part of going a whole other way. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I really think that eclipse is such powerful energy. In many ways, it's the star of the show. But what I love about the eclipse is that it is supremely aspected by Pluto, which means powerful transformations, the kind that last, the kind that change you. And in your case, from the inside out, from the past into the future, you're about to understand your past and where you come from very differently. And that in turn empowers you to be more at peace in your present, opening you up to a more exciting future ahead. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have you checked out NadiyaShahSuperstars.com? It is in that superstar space that you can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate. These are exclusive, expanded horoscopes, and higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. A live exclusive monthly event for all superstars and so much more. All of this in the superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.